It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only fun Survivor podcast for compassionate haters. My name's Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend Thomas Powell if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how's it going this afternoon? Morning.
It's going great this afternoon, morning, and I couldn't be more excited for the big game tonight. Are you excited for the big game?
I love big games. I love big games. Which one is this? Bowling? Is this a bowling thing that's happening today?
Yeah, it was a big darts championship.
Oh, this is the bowling alley Olympics that's happening today. So there's darts, there's billiards, there's bowling.
Bowling alley Olympics.
I would love that. That would be so fun. I would watch
eat
that.
a hot dog really fast.
And then
chug the Bud Light chug. Who could forget that?
Who can smoke the most cigarettes outside?
Or inside.
Or inside even. It's two separate events.
Yeah, indoor and outdoor smoking.
Yeah, and then of course just the bowling. First to 300 wins, and then
who's gonna bowl at 300?
Inscribed in the medal, it says, "Who do you think you are? I am."
I think the big game should be the two football teams all bowl. Each player bowls until one gets a 300, and whichever team has a guy get a 300 first.
Yeah, and you can use extra frames if you want to. You don't need to do it within the 10 frames because that takes practice. And we're
busy trying to have fun
football.
Out here.
And
they have bumpers. They got bumpers on the lane.
Obviously, they have bumpers on the lane. The gutters are embarrassing for Super Bowl Sunday. And we can call it that now because we invented a new thing called Super Bowl Olympics. What do we call it? Bowling Alley Olympics. Super Bowling Alley Olympics.
It's not... You can't sue us for using a trademark name because it's not for the actual game itself. And does copyright law apply to other things? I can't remember. Anyway,
so. I think copyright law is fake.
Definitely
I think like most laws in this country nowadays, the laws don't matter.
Yeah, NFL, what army do you have to enforce that, huh?
Yeah, we actually don't pay attention to the NFL on this podcast because this is, in fact, the only fun podcast. And the NFL actually stands for No Fun League, so we're not allowed. Sorry.
You and Whose Army, the Radiohead song. Ever heard it? I have.
Have you ever heard
just listened to it the other day.
Not. You probably haven't even. You probably only know Pablo Honey.
Probably never. It's probably never even heard. Probably only heard Pablo Honey.
Dumbass. Anyone can play guitar. Yeah, anyone can play football. Anyone can manage the league.
Well, it's an underrated song. It's actually good. It makes you wonder what would happen if they'd done shoegaze music. Yeah, we've all thought it. Okay, move on.
We're all thinking about what Radiohead could have been.
Yeah.
Had they taken a different path in the early 1990s.
Yeah, they sounded more like The Smiths when they had a different name. But we've all thought it.
When do you think Radiohead really came to be? You know, like the people we all know as the brand. You know, the brand of Radiohead.
I guess the early 90s? I don't know.
Oh, you think the early 90s when they were doing shoegaze and Pablo Honey? Because I would have said it was more
probably the Bends. I'd say the Bends, and then that's when they really started on that track. The Bends. Ever heard of it?
Have you ever heard of the Bends? Thomas, another thing from the early 2000s. Was the Bends from the early 2000s?
No, it was from the mid-1990s.
Damn it. What was the early 2000s? Kid A?
Amnesiac and Hail to the Thief. Which Amnesiac, what song is on there? You and Whose Army.
There we go. I always found Amnesiac to be a severely underrated Radiohead album. Great. I love that one.
We can talk about that all day, but we got other stuff we got to talk
about. We got to start a new podcast called Podcast Head, and it's on our Patreon. But another thing from the early 2000s I was trying to say, Thomas, did you watch Survivor of the Australian Outback last night?
No, I did.
Good.
Not Thanksgiving, but you know what I'm thankful for?
What are you thankful for?
That we're not going to have to watch 3 episodes of TV for much longer a week.
Yeah, that's true. Pretty soon it'll be only 2, and then after that it'll be only 1. Unless Jeff Probst wants to be like, oh, we love watching Survivor. Let's do it every time.
Yeah.
Let's do it
four
every
episodes
time.
of Survivor a week. Let's do it every time.
Big Brother.
I think it's weird that Jeff is always talking about doing it every time.
We got to do it every time. He wants the show to be more and more like Big Brother, obviously. So doing 4 episodes a week is actually good, and I like that. This episode was called No Longer Just a Game. First aired April 12th, 2001. Thomas, how old would you have been? 2001, April 12th.
I would 2001 and April 12th Odyssey. I would have been 9 years old.
Huh. I would have actually been 10 years old at this point.
Interesting. Okay.
How fun is that?
It's not a race, but
It's not a race. But
it's interesting that some people think it is. I think.
No Longer Just a Game. Good title, I think. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I think that's a pretty good title. I agree.
How many viewers do you think this one got? Last week it got 27.71 million.
I'll say 27.5.
Damn. Did you want to hedge your bets and get that second decimal in there?
27.52.
27.55. You'll still get the point, but could have gotten 2.
Could have gotten more points. Okay, well,
Could have gotten more
you hate to
points
leave food on the table like that, but
yeah,
it's what are you gonna do?
So at camp, everybody's hungry, and we get some weird, like, neo-soul piano music during this scene. What was this?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that too. It's very rare that you hear just like regular ass music being played. It's like a song with lyrics.
It happens a lot more this season than I remember, because I 100% remember just Australian, like, chanting and drums and,
Yeah, you didn't even
all
remember the like PS2 game loading music.
No.
That, like menu music that plays in it.
And I especially don't remember this weird piano, like, like, what was this? It was such a weird choice.
This is just a normal licensed song that they used, as everyone expects in Survivor.
Oh, I should have pulled up the Google, which song is this app, and it could have told me. So maybe it was just an original, but it didn't sound like on brand at all. It was so weird. Anyway, Amber's very hopeful she'll continue to survive, but Els, Beck, and Tina think she's not much, although she has proved herself to Tina points out. So that's nice, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, I think we all want Tina's approval. I think that's a common human need. So
yeah, absolutely. She's kind of the original
maybe she's
mom.
proved herself to her future husband. Who's that?
Interesting.
Who can say?
Who can say? At the reward challenge, it's a ropes course, but on the ground. I got so excited when they said ropes course, because, that's my shit. But on the ground, that just seems difficult. I want to be nervous that I could fall,
This was one where the whole setup for it, I thought like it looked neat, and I was like, wow, this is cool. They're like, they don't do challenges like this anymore. This is really ambitious. And then I saw the way that they had to shoot the whole thing, and you can't tell what's happening at any given time. And I was like, oh, this is why they don't do this one anymore.
Yeah, and also it's hard to see. It's hard to tell what's going on because instead of Jeff narrating, we just get subtitles throughout, updating us on their placements. This was kind of an awkward challenge. Fair enough that they basically got rid of this one.
They tried something. It was the second season. They were going for it. I got no problem with that.
Yeah, I think this would have been more fun up in the air, on the trees, and we could do like spider climbs across a rope, or like a swinging from tree to tree, like Tarzan. That could be cool too. Colby could pound his chest. Ah!
Love that, yeah.
Yeah, that would be
like George of the Jungle starring Brendan Fraser.
Thank you. Winner gets to go on a horseback ride, beef stew and beans, and an overnight stay with bacon and eggs in the morning.
Yeah, and they had a nice Australian guy who wasn't mic'd up saying it.
It was like, very cool.
Beef stew.
Yeah.
Beans. Bacon and eggs.
He seemed not ready to be asked any questions.
No, he was not expecting to talk at all. He was like, bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
All right, let's go.
So Colby wins this one, obviously, and then we get to watch Colby Donaldson ride around on a horse. And it's great until...
In a fucking flood, in a crazy flood.
And then we get a terrible rainstorm after 10 minutes of cool shit with Colby. That's what they should have called this episode. Cool shit with Colby.
Well,
They should have called this whole season.
Kobe.
They hiked back to the camp, the losers, and are stopped by the overwhelming creek. This was cool. I liked seeing this. Like, you don't get this in modern seasons in Fiji. You know what I mean?
No, you don't. This was like actual survival.
Yeah.
It really is crazy, like how quickly everything shifted in this one, and like half the episode was just about like how crazy it was.
Yeah. We see the water eventually make it to their camp before they can. And they just have to wait out this flash flood. This sucked. This was so sad.
Yeah,
They returned to the camp
destroyed
and it's
everything. It
miserable.
destroyed their whole
Yeah.
camp. You saw the rice wash away.
Like, this is like very sad, you know? But it feels like this is genuinely what the show is supposed to be. Like, this is the game, you know? Jeff is so worried about, like, the game mechanics in modern seasons that he forgets that surviving the elements is the game. That's what's interesting to us as viewers.
Man versus nature.
Yeah. Like, what are they going to do after this? Like, how are they going to move forward? Because no one was expecting this, but they have to deal with it now. But also, what if one of them had a knowledge is power in their pocket? Huh?
Yeah. What if it instead of the rice, it wiped away all of their fire tokens?
Yeah,
How about
what if that?
Huh?
What if somebody's knowledge is power washed away? How would this game be affected? Or we can just watch a few people we've been getting to know over these few weeks and be like, damn, they're really in a pickle. How are they going to find their way out of this?
What if someone had an extra vote and they lost it because of this?
Yeah. At the reward, Jeff is also at the rancher's camp. He loved to do this back then. Why doesn't he do this anymore?
He loved to just like fucking linger around. He's like hanging out with my favorite guy, Colby.
You get a reward, and also I get a reward because I'm the host.
That breakfast did look pretty good.
It did. Jeff finishes his Bud Light and tells Colby he'll be leaving him, and Colby says, thank you.
Yeah, at one point we forgot when Jeff said all the Bud Light you can drink.
Yeah. Jeff could only drink one Bud Light. He's like, ooh, my belly's upset.
He was like, oh boy, I'm drunk.
I gotta go take a shit in my toilet
Yeah.
at the hotel. Back
We
at
got a
camp,
toilet in the helicopter. I'm getting in the helicopter. I'm gonna take a big shit.
yeah. They finally find the rice can back at camp in the middle of the night, but it's on the other side of a rushing river, so Keith has to cross a log in this intense current.
I was shocked that they let them do this.
I was too. I couldn't believe they would do this. Like, this was stupid, right?
It was really, yeah, like the idea that they would have, like, this is something modern production would be like, we're going to give you more rice. Don't do this. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, Tina goes out to help him, and Roger throws them the rope to pull them back in. Thank God for Roger, because I don't know how they're getting out of there. Like, this would be a bad move in broad daylight, but the fact that it was pitch black almost, and they were still trying to do this, like, I'm not that hungry, you know? I can eat in the morning.
This is the thing where you've created an environment where they feel like they actually have to do that, and that's bad. That or production was like, wouldn't it be crazy if you guys went and did that? If they like encouraged them to do it, and that's worse.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't read that from the edit at all. It very much felt like Keith's going to go do this because he's a madman. And everybody's like, Keith, maybe don't. Good news, though, back on the reward. Colby ate too much too quickly.
Oh no. It's a good thing that he's not as old Joe was, because he might have had to leave the show if that was the case.
No, he luckily still has the intestines of a young man. Then the next morning, he eats even more and plans to eat too much again.
Look, I mean, you only have so many opportunities to gorge yourself.
He does make what looks like a delicious bacon sandwich over the campfire there.
Yeah, that breakfast looked good. Like,
This
I
reward
have,
looked like so much fun other than the rainstorm.
yeah, the torrential downpour, not so great, but everything else pretty cool.
Yeah. Back at camp, they have to figure out where to build their new shelter. It's seems like bad news no matter what they do. Colby finally returns, and he feels guilty for winning the reward now. He hugs everybody. Maybe I was high while watching this, but this really got to me.
Yeah,
I really loved seeing Colby be nice to everybody.
it's Colby's a solid dude. He seems like a nice guy.
Colby says, out of all 6 of us, I'm the luckiest. Ben Folds much? Another famous guy from the early 2000s.
I was saying the same thing. I was like, where's your 5, Ben Folds? Huh?
Remembering 5 guys, and it's all Ben Folds 5
Yeah,
members.
this is all the guys that were in Ben Folds 5.
Was Ben Folds 5 the group that called themselves Ben Folds 5, but it was only 3 members?
That might be true. I don't know.
That would be funny. This is a very interesting quote from Colby Donaldson. Out of all 6 of us, I'm the luckiest, because if you've read Survivor Wild West, he makes an appearance there, and that's kind of the, it was written in the midst of 2020, a very big year in American history, all about what's happening in the world, and Colby is there too. You read it, right? And you loved it?
Yes, of course.
And
It had a lot to say about Colby Donaldson and the world, yeah. I think.
It really did, and that was my goal, and I think I accomplished it. At the Immunity Challenge, they have to fire slingshots at plates. This was good.
It was good. It was a little under-edited, I would say, but it was, that was the style at the time. Sure. Except when it wasn't. Except when they were doing cool techno music under it, but... when they had a ropes course that you couldn't see anything that was happening. But anyway, this was cool.
Yeah, this was a good challenge. I wish they would do challenges like this more often in modern seasons. It's simple. It's fun. It's just a little fun camp game. Why not? What's prohibiting them from doing slingshots on Fiji? Jeff?
Nothing. That's what I have to say.
The challenge producer didn't make slingshots 10 years ago, so you can't be reusing them for every challenge? Shots fired. Slingshots fired. Did you hear me say slingshots fired to Jeff?
I did hear you say slingshots fired.
I just want to make sure that was heard because I thought it was pretty good. Okay, so they go to tribal council. Roger tells Jeff about the flood. Some other stuff is discussed, whatever. They vote. Amba gets 4 votes. Raja gets 2 votes. Yeah, at this point, what can you say? It's sad either way. I like everybody, for the most part.
For the most part, yeah. Well, I have a feeling things are going to turn around for Amba.
Oh, you think so? Why is that?
Oh, just a thought.
She was kind of like milquetoast, though. Do you think she'll ever come back?
Probably not. I don't think anybody even remembers her name.
Who was she? Oh, Elsbeck. You're talking about Elsbeck? She goes on to be on The View and marry a famous quarterback.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, famous quarterback Tim Hasselbeck.
Is that not right?
No, he's not. He was a backup. His brother, Matt, was a significantly more successful quarterback. Tim Hasselbeck is mostly known for being Matt Hasselbeck's brother and Elizabeth Hasselbeck's husband.
Up until this moment, I thought she was married to Matt Hasselbeck.
Yep, and you know what? You're not. That's not an unreasonable thing to think because he's a guy you've heard of. Tim Hasselbeck, not a guy you've heard of.
Didn't even know that man existed outside of being married to Elsbeck. The second episode we watched this week was called Enough is Enough. Now we're just making up episode titles. From Zoolander, the DVD is the joke I'm making. Nobody ever watches the extras on DVDs anymore, but another thing from early 2000s.
One of our favorite extras, along with the commentary on the fake TV show that Frozone and Bob Parr do on the Incredibles.
It's so funny.
DVD. Oh, it's the best. It was for kids.
At this point, let's see. Last week got 27.55 million viewers. How do you think they did this week? For Enough is Enough.
Good question. How much was enough? I'm gonna say people heard about the flood, and I'm gonna say 27.8.
Go up more. More people heard about the flood than that.
28.5.
You overdid it.
Okay, 28.
It's 28.41. I should have been more specific when I said you overdid it. This episode first aired April 19th, 2001. How old would you have been April 19th, 2001?
April 19th, 2001, I probably would have been 9 years old.
I would have been 10 years old, and this was my sister's 13th birthday.
Whoa.
How exciting is that?
Happy birthday, Colleen.
We celebrated by watching Survivor, probably. Maybe there was a cake. I don't know. That was a million years ago. Okay, at camp, they're still wet despite making a new shelter. Tina says her husband is her best friend, and her husband is Matt Hasselbeck?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, she's married. That's actually how Elizabeth. That's how Elsbeth and Tim met, is through Tina and her husband Matt Hasselbeck.
That makes a lot of sense. Tree Mill tells them they get to chat with their loved ones online. Now this is pretty
one
nice.
of the best. This is one of the best rewards of all time. This is so great. As soon as I saw that fucking Apple computer, I was like, yes, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite part of this? Because I'll tell you what mine is.
I loved Tina's husband being very slow at typing, Matt Hasselbeck being very slow at typing, and their kids. What
he said, I want the ball and I'm gonna score, and then he typed really slow.
Yeah, because he's been hit in the head so many times. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was the fucked up way everyone typed. There were so many ellipses in every single email that people sent. Why were they doing that?
I loved how much we could see how involved people were with typing at this time in history. Some of them were so slow, but then Tina, who's like, I think she was a teacher or something, is just like, so with it, like already knows how to do everything, you know?
Tina has had to type for her job at some point.
So they're gonna ask their loved ones trivia questions at this challenge. And at first I was like, how are we gonna make sure they don't just look up the answers? Like, Google existed in 2001. Or 2000, I think this was
taken so long, though.
Yeah, but then we find out that we get a camera crew in all of their homes. Don't get this shit anymore, Jeff.
No, this was great.
The winners get 30-minute IM chat with their loved ones and a $500 Visa gift card to spend on their loved one.
Yep, shopping spree courtesy of Visa.
Thank you, Visa.
Jeff flashes the card.
Yeah, we love Visa. Thomas.
We do love Visa.
Thank you. Shit.
I have one.
I
also have a MasterCard, but don't tell them that.
Don't tell them that. We love Visa. I have 2 Visa cards.
It's through my bank, okay? I can't control what my debit card is.
Okay, maybe
my bank just gives it to me.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're like, so change banks.
They're always like, what kind of card do you have when you're like buying something, you know, online or whatever, over the phone, I guess. Visa. What difference does it make? Aren't they all numbers? Can't you all just figure it out by the number? That's my question.
Come on.
Visa. If you're all about customer service, answer me that. Why are people stupid? Visa. Anyway, speaking of 4-letter words that end in T, Tina wins. My brain moved faster than my mouth there. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Well, we're just all happy that Tina won.
So then,
I think we can all agree.
We're all happy Tina wins. Yes, Tina is the best. Of these final 5, who's your favorite? We haven't checked in with your faves recently, other than Colby Donaldson.
My faves. Yeah. I'd say probably Tina is my favorite.
Fair. More than Colby.
I like Colby, but yeah, no, I think Tina's
that was your guy for a while. What did he do that made you?
He didn't do anything. I just really like Tina.
So Jeff is kind enough to give them all a final goodbye over AIM. Do you think they were using AIM, AOL Instant Messenger?
Everybody was using AIM. They all had away statuses. Yeah, they were harassing Smarter Child.
Oh, remember Smarter Child, the original AI bot?
Yeah, yeah, that's how we should treat all AI. Is how we all treated Smarter Child.
Yeah. I like whenever like a robot goes through Philly, when they're like, how robots will come out and be like,
Yeah, they hit it with
yeah, they
hammers.
just destroy the robot. Like, don't come here. More people should have that energy.
Stay out of
Yeah.
Philly.
Go Birds, by the way, tonight at the
Go, yeah, go
Olympics at the
birds.
bowling
Water
alley or
ice.
whatever.
Yeah, we love our water
Yep.
ice.
So the goodbyes were pretty sentimental, I think you could say. Everybody loves to cry about their families. But one particularly interesting thing happened here. Did you love this final goodbye that we got to see?
Uh, which one is that?
Keith's goodbye to his girlfriend?
Oh, the
Yeah.
proposal. Yeah. I don't know that I loved him proposing via email.
It wasn't email, it was
We're-
IM.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I am so sorry. Um this was
Totally different, completely different
this
things.
was so cute. We love Keith. I
Yeah. No, happy for Keith. I do like
happy
Keith.
for Keith.
Uh,
Do you think this is where Amba got the
I don't know
idea?
that I would propose on national television. But
Do you think this is where Amba got her idea to get married on Survivor?
yes.
They should have.
Who'd she get? Wait, she was on Survivor again. Who'd she get married to?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I was confusing her with Elsbeck and Tim Hasselbeck again.
Of course, Tim Hasselsbeck. That's their couple name.
Back at camp, they throw the frisbee around. This was fun. More frisbees in Modern Survivor, please, Jeff. Keith says grace. That's pretty nice. And then God blesses them. How nice was this? They find a smoldering piece of tree and carry it back to camp.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
that's nice. What? Yeah. Keith, though, is using too much rice, but he thinks he'll be in the final three with Colby and Tina. Well, what do you think? Do you think he'll make it to final three?
Sure, why
Sure,
not?
why not? He likes Roger. Colby likes Roger because he works hard. He does not like Keith because of his cooking and also proposing to his girlfriend online.
Yeah, cut it
That's
out,
fair.
Buster.
I will say, one time in 7th or 8th grade, I did ask a girl to be my girlfriend over AIM. So Keith is just like me
Wow.
for real. Uh,
Tales old as
Yep.
time.
She did say yes also. So
Of
that's
course,
pretty
yeah.
exciting stuff. And then we, I think, broke up a week later. So that's pretty fun too.
Oh, that's a shame. But you know what?
Yep.
Young love.
You can't beat it. At the Immunity Challenge, they're shackled while Jeff tells them the story, and then they run around an abandoned cattle farm, finding the right answers to the questions. One of the best challenges of all time.
Yeah, this was fantastic.
They need to bring this one back for season 50, because now it's right around the corner. They've only done this challenge 8 times across 44 seasons, and most recently in Second Chances. Chances? Hi, I'm Chance the Rapper.
Chances.
Second Chances was 10 years ago now. 50 is right around the corner, Jeffrey. So guess who won this immunity challenge?
Who won the immunity challenge?
Would you believe it was Colby Donaldson, your man?
He's my guy.
Jeffrey, obviously very excited. Oh, that's what I was going to bring up when I tried to open Reddit. But guess what? I have it on my telephone too, so I'll do it here. You know those like alignment charts that people love to post online?
Mm-hmm.
There's been one that's going on Survivor Circle Jerk, my favorite website. It's called, the top row is women liker, man liker, woman hater, man hater. And then the, I guess, y-axis, I don't know, barely A, most rebellious, most vanilla, and peak. So today's is Peak Man Liker. Guess who I suggested?
Who did you suggest as peak man liker?
Obviously, Jeffrey Probst.
Yeah, that makes sense. He is a peak man liker. I think that's true.
As of this recording, I have 125 upvotes. Talking about that karma. Billy Garcia from Survivor Race Wars won Peak Woman Liker. Remember?
Sure.
He fell in love.
Who could forget Survivor Race Wars?
He fell in love with Candace from Railroad Tribe. You have no memory of this?
I not really, no.
Wow. Somebody's not on the Survivor community.
Survivor Race Wars. I should be remembering things about Survivor Race Wars. It was a good season. Except for the whole Race Wars thing.
Back at camp, Raja S says Elsbeck probably needs the money more than him. Joke's on him, though, because she was actually about to marry into a football dynasty and be on a little CBS show called Elsbeck, her own detective show. Elsbeck was kind of the original Kathy Bates, don't you think?
Yeah, I think I didn't want to say it because I thought maybe I was jumping the gun, but I'm glad that you brought it up because I've been thinking it a lot.
Absolutely. Roger says he's looked out for Elsbeck this whole time, and that's what he's going to do now, too. Roger fucking rules. He's a good dude, and I like him.
Yeah, Roger's great. We like Roger around these parts.
Yeah. We also like wildlife shots. We've got,
of course we do.
On the traders, we had peacock, we had dog, we had millipedes, we had snake, and we had a pigeon.
There's all kinds of wildlife going on.
A lot of wildlife
there.
On the wildlife shots on the traders. But over on Survivor, we had spiders, we had kangaroo struggling to get out of the flooded creek.
Oh, this was great.
Yeah, it made me feel very sad. And this was before this shit was happening every day across the globe. This was before, climate change was even a phrase. Is that true?
It was just I think we were still calling it global warming at the time, but I think people were aware of it as a concept.
Sure. We also had another dog.
But the term climate change was just a twinkle in Jeff's eye,
Jeff is the guy who invented climate change.
He did, yeah. He hadn't thought of it yet, but he was getting around to it.
We had another dog, not the same dog from Traders, though, but it was nice to see two dogs. We had bird, probably numerous birds. But, of course, the featured animal on this week's Survivor was the stock horse that Colby Donaldson rode around with those ranchers on.
Absolutely.
How long have horses existed in Australia?
Probably since even before it was colonized, or maybe when it was colonized. They didn't have them before that.
Correct. They came over on the First Fleet in 1788, which, yes, was the first British colonizers. Why were horses bred? This is more general. This has nothing to do with Australia, really. This is just more horse.
They're beast of burden.
Yeah,
they're great for pulling stuff around.
It's very funny that you say beasts of burden because it's alliterative. Because the correct answer is also alliterative. It's for their strength and stamina. So I guess it's right.
Okay,
you get close enough. Ding the close enough bell. Ding. How tall are they?
So tall.
Correct.
Yeah. That's all. That's all you got. I got nothing else to say. They're so tall.
They are, in fact, 14 to 16 hands tall.
Okay, that was my other guess. But.
Yeah, which in inches would be 55 to 58 inches, which is very funny. I was listening to the Levitard show recently, and David Sampson, former Survivor contestant, referred to himself as 55 inches. And somebody said, "How many months old are you?" And he goes, "Well,
55 inches. You would be like 4'5".
He's literally 5'5". He goes, "Yeah, when you're this short, you go by inches." It's like, I don't think you need to do that. He's such a weird dude. Can't wait till we eventually watch Kagayan. Okay, what colors of horse are there?
There's brown, there's black, there's white, probably some kind of tan color, and that's it.
As this Wikipedia article writes, all colors are acceptable.
What the fuck does that mean?
Exactly what
Was
they
anyone
said. All
saying
colors are
was
acceptable.
anyone saying that they weren't acceptable?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to hear some names of some prominent Australian horses that have been used for breeding more horses?
I would love to hear those Australian names.
First, we got Abby, Cecil, and then, of course, Cecil's son, Radium,
Who could forget? Who could forget Cecil's son, Radium?
Elliott's Creek Cadet, Warrenby Romeo, Bobby Bruce, Dio Juvante, Silvius, Medlow,
My good buddy Medlow.
Rivoli, not to be
Ravioli.
confused with, not to be confused with Rivoli Ray,
Oh, Ravioli Ray.
Saladin, Bushfire, Blue Moon Mystic, Commandment, Panzer, Midstream, Young Valus, and Giver Gunya.
Give her Gunya.
Giver Gunya. That's all the horses.
That's all of them.
That's everything.
all
That's
the-
everything I got on
Those
horses.
are all the horses that are fit to print.
Quite literally. At Tribal Council, Keith says expect the unexpected. Some things never change. Jeff asks about paranoia bubbling up. Elsbeck calls Raja her Outback daddy. Not like that, though. Raja says she's a fine young lady and calls her Tops.
She is Tops.
The relationship between these two is so sweet. Roger and Elsbeck walked so Nalia and Pascal could suck on mints and then give them to other people. Then Rogers voted out over Keith. So sad to see him go.
That was a bummer. You know what? He went out in an honorable way, though, and we love to see that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Thomas, we are getting to the end of our Australian quizzes, but it looks like I, in fact, grabbed one too many for the season. We have 2 weeks of Quopes quiz left, but 3 Quopes quizzes that are Australian themed. So I'll give you 3 options, and you tell me which one sounds most interesting. Up first, we've got Snacks for Animal. Does that sound at all interesting?
Let me hear my other options.
Okay. We have Build a Lolly. Like a lollipop, I think, probably.
Not loving that one.
Or Wildlife. Just says Wildlife.
Let's go with Wildlife.
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you can call me your majesty.
If you get 10 out of 12 on this Australian animal quiz, you're a true Aussie.
Oh, hell yeah. This sounds so fun. There may or may not be bears present in this quiz by Aisha Bassi, editorial fellow in Australia. Okay.
Thank you, Aisha
I
Vasi.
guess. Okay, koalas nap for around 10 hours every day. True or false?
I'm going to say true. The only way it's false is
like
if they
it's
do
more,
like more,
actually,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say false, actually. False is correct. Koalas have actually been known to sleep up to 18 hours
Okay,
a day and
yeah.
spend the rest of the time
Thanks,
munching on eucalyptus.
Thanks, smart guy.
Thank you. The female platypus is venomous. I feel like I've heard that before. I'm going to say true.
I'm going to say false.
Damn, you were right.
Who's right now? Who's smart now? Guess it's
Actually,
me.
it's the male platypus who's venomous. They have spurs on the back of their hind feet that are connected to a venom-secreting gland. The venom is not life-threatening to humans, but it can cause severe swelling and pain. Good to know.
Steer
thought
clear
these
of
guys
those
were
males,
boys.
but the females,
They're cool.
all fine.
Tasmanian devils are only found in Tasmania. I think that's true. That's why they're called that, right? Oh, wait, they're also found on Looney Tunes, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that? I'll say
A lot of
false
people
then.
make that mistake.
What are you saying?
I'm gonna say true. It is
That was
true.
once again incorrect. I can't get any more wrong, or else I won't be a true Aussie. Tasmanian devils are only found in Tasmania now. This is due to the introduction of the dingo on the mainland, which led to their extinction. Well, maybe we get rid of dingoes then. A dingo ate my Tasmanian
Enough
devil.
of those. Enough of the dingoes.
Okay. Fitzroy River turtles primarily breathe through their mouth. True. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything
what the fuck
about
are you
these.
talking about? Okay, I'm not a true Aussie. I got 3 wrong.
I'm saying that they don't primarily breathe through their mouth, and I'm right.
Damn. I feel like you're not a true Aussie. You're just picking the other answer that I
am
got
a true
wrong.
Aussie.
Fitzroy River turtles breathe primarily through their bottoms instead of their mouths because it conserves energy due to decreased muscle movement. Is that possible? Could I do that as a human being?
Question.
Okay, a wombat's poo is shaped like a
believe
cube.
that is
This is
true,
true.
yep,
Everybody knows
yep.
this. It's a very famous wildlife fact. Wombat poo is cubic shaped due to the animal's long and slow digestive process. That doesn't really answer the question.
No, it does not.
Female kangaroos have 3 vaginas.
Whoa.
Will, excuse me. I'm just saying. I'm going to say true just because I'm
Yeah,
hopeful.
this is. Well, I mean, sometimes things just work out, you know?
Yeah. Did you pick yet?
Yes, I did. I said true.
I said true as well, and I got it right. Female kangaroos have 3 vaginas. The outside 2 are where sperm from the male's 2-pronged penises travel up toward the uteri. The middle one is for when the baby Joey from Friends, slides down to develop externally in the mother's pouch. Okay, well, I didn't know that they had I didn't know their dicks were like that.
I didn't either. You know, you learn something new every day.
Hey, this is a crossover episode, a crossover segment. Wildlife shots and whatever, Quokes quiz. Quokkas are always smiling, true or false?
I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to say true. It's wrong.
Look it
Damn it,
up.
it's wrong.
False. Yeah, okay. Sometimes bad things happen to a quokka. Technically, the reason why a quokka looks like it's smiling is due to the way its mouth is shaped. Quokkas open their mouths to pant when they are hot, resulting in what we see
Okay,
as a
this is
smile.
the stupidest possible way to be like, you're wrong about that. It's like, I don't think they're actually smiling.
Yeah. There's a species of echidna named after Sir David Attenborough. No, there's one named after Sonic, though. Why didn't they put this question
come on
in
now.
blue? Who's the yellow echidna? Or wait, no, Knuckles
is the echidna,
right?
that's correct.
Sonic is a hedgehog. Tails is a fox?
I said true on this one.
I'll say false. I was wrong again. I could tell in your voice that it was true. Attenborough's long-beaked echidna was named after Sir David Attenborough. Okay, that gives us no more information than we would have gotten from the question. Bibles don't need water. I'm going to say this is true.
Bilbies don't need water. I'm going to say false. It is true.
I don't want to get my Bible wet.
Oh, they source their
They just get
moisture
all
from
wet. Can't read
food.
it
Interesting.
anymore. Oh, wait. Do I have to be feeding my Bible? Why does this Bible look like a little mouse? I didn't know bilbies existed. They're very cute. Emus are not related to kiwis. That's true. One's a bird
I
and
also
one's a
said
fruit.
true, and we were wrong.
Damn. Wrong. Emus belong to a flightless bird family called rattles ratites, which includes ostriches, kiwis, cassowaries, and rheas. Oh, Rhea Ripley. What about this? Cassowary Ripley. Rhea Ripley. How about Cassowary Ripley? She's always destroying everybody. The frill-neck lizard inspired one of the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. This is obviously true.
I said false, and I was wrong.
Looks like I'm not the only fake Aussie. The creators of Jurassic Park were inspired by the frill-neck lizard when creating the Dilophosaurus. In the movie, they added an expandable neck frill to the dinosaur, even though there is no evidence of this in real life. Okay. Well, whatever. There's an Australian... How many fucking questions is this? My God. There's an Australian spider species that plays peekaboo to attract its mates.
I'm saying true.
That's
and
so
it is.
Fun. Yeah. Okay, that was the last question. I got 7 out of 12, better than 58% of other quiz takers.
I got 7 out of 12, better than 58% of quiz takers. Oh, come on, you cheeky bugger. It's time to hop off the computer and read a book because Australian animals are the best in the world.
I mean, I suppose. I do like this koala yawning. That's very cute. Anyway, pretty fun quiz.
Yeah, I liked it. I like learning about Australian animals.
Absolutely. Did you want to talk traders?
Let's go to Trader Joe. All that bad shit you eating is gonna take a toll. They got some healthy food for you and it's for the low. I like the garlic pizza.
Yes, I would like to talk traders. Speaking of animals.
Who's an animal here?
The many animals that were featured on the show.
Oh, yeah, we already talked about that. We talked about wildlife shots already. Now we're talking about traders. The traders can't agree on who to murder, but eventually take out Derek with 2 R's. RRIP. I think Alan Cumming said that. Is that right?
He might have.
Anyway, speaking of Alan Cumming, he's wearing an all-white tuxedo. This ruled.
It's a great look.
Tom Sandoval is on to Boston Rob.
Speaking of great looks, I love the Tom Sandoval look of like a weird red tracksuit and a large black hat that he had like pulled over his eyes for some reason.
Everything Tom Sandoval does is good, and I love that.
You support Tom Sandoval, yeah.
This is a Pro Tom podcast. The challenge is they have to hold their partner's hand for 8 minutes while they drop giant millipedes onto their hands. Okay, this was cool.
Sure.
I liked it better than when they have to go to the cabin and all the bugs fall on them.
I like this as a not a competition against each other, but like a shared endurance challenge. I thought it was kind of neat. Yeah. And they kept the ways that they kept escalating it was fun.
The best to ever do it, Boston Rob puts a target on Brittany. Well, it's worked before, right? Why wouldn't it work this time?
Yeah.
At the round
sticking
table,
to the winning formula.
Dylan calls out Boston Rob, who is, of course, the best to ever do it, as well as Brittany.
A lot of people are saying that.
Yeah. Tom Sandoval points out that the last 5 people to say Rob's name have been murdered, and also the literal traitor they got called him out by name.
That's just got to be a coincidence.
Yeah. He gives some dumbass monologue about how he's actually not a traitor and turns it on Brittany. I genuinely was concerned that it would be Brittany.
I was
so
too.
mad at my TV.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, him being like, I'm not saying this is a compliment I'm giving you by saying that you're smart enough to do this. And I was like, if anyone falls for this, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah, me too. They finally vote, and Boston Rob is voted out, finally. I can't believe it took this long. Should have been fucking day 1, but whatever.
One of the best to have ever done it, because he's not doing it anymore.
Yeah. I'm really pleased with this outcome.
Yeah, it was nice. I liked his little send-off, too, because I think he's correct that Carolyn is probably someone that you can play with as a traitor, and Danielle is not trustworthy. Also, did you like that Danielle was like fucking tweaking at the round table the whole time? How does anybody not
Yeah.
suspect her? She was like shaking.
But nobody's paying attention to Danielle.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good episode, I think. I'm glad Boston Rob's finally gone.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what Krylin and Danielle do.
We got the trifecta. We got a fun Allen outfit. We got a good mission, and we got someone I didn't want on the show out, and it was a traitor. So
Yeah. So bring back Wes. Bring back Jeremy.
bring him back. They should
Oh,
get
we'll be
another
good.
chance
We'll be
now that Boston Rob is done.
Yeah. Thomas, what's your social medias?
You can follow me at Tom Not Tom on X everything app formerly known as Twitter, or Blue Sky also. .bsky.social. You know what it is.
You know what I found out recently? If you copy somebody's full handle on bsky.social or whatever, and then paste it into your URL bar, it takes you directly to their profile. Maybe that's why they do it like
Yeah,
that.
that makes sense, I guess.
I don't know why you would ever do that, though. Anyway, Blue Sky's happening. The show's on YouTube at the Compassionate Haters Survivor podcast. What can people comment on YouTube?
How about ha ha ha? Very funny.
Haha, Clinton Dix.
Yeah, ha ha ha. Clinton Dick's very funny.
Last week's poll asked, Boston Rob, one of the best to do it or one of the best to ever do it?
Did people say one of the best to ever do it?
60% of people said one of the best to ever do
The
it.
people have spoken.
Yep. Well, now he's gone. So, sorry, folks. What's this week's poll? What do we debate this week? I feel like there was definitely something we got into.
Yeah, what did we?
Do you have no memory of the conversation? we
Oh,
just had?
we could have
Me
been
neither.
talking about anything. Who knows?
IMs. That was a big theme this week. Father-daughter relationships.
Tim Hasselbeck or Matt Hasselbeck? Who you got?
Yeah. Who would you rather marry, Tim or Matt Hasselbeck? Ooh, wait. Here we
Marry,
go.
fuck, kill.
Marry, fuck, kill. Wait, how are we gonna do marry, fuck, kill on a YouTube poll?
That's right. MFK.
Here, MFK, and we'll just list three people. People can figure it out. Elsbeck from Australian Outback.
No, it's gotta be Tim Hasselbeck, Matt Hasselbeck, Roger.
Oh, Tim Hasselbeck, Matt Hasselbeck, marry, fuck, kill. Those are the
Yeah.
options. Okay. Good answer. Good question. Okay. We have a few shows on patreon.com. You can get those at Just Podcast. We talked about the Radiohead one earlier. Separate from Just. That one we just talked about the Radiohead song.
We have the video for the Radiohead song Just.
Exactly. Maybe any appearance of the song Just in any show and or movie or preview. Maybe somebody slows it down and puts it before a Marvel movie. That would be fun. So you can listen to Just on patreon.com.
Yeah, why didn't they do that for
Podcast.
Thunderbolts or
What's that?
the new Captain America?
There's a new Captain America? Brave New World. Okay. Did you want to thank the fans?
I would like to thank the listeners. Thank you for listening.
Very well.
And for subscribing if you subscribe.
All right. And we will be back next week with the final 2 episodes of Survivor, the Australian Outback. How about that?
That's exciting. Who's going to win?
Oh, I already
Hard to say.
I already know. I was there when it happened.
No one knows. It's never aired until now. We're taking it out of the Survivor vault.
Okay. Well, let's make your prediction then. Who do you think is going to win?
Well, I'm gonna say that Colby wins. I'm sticking with my Colby prediction.
Fair enough. It really has felt like his season. Another prediction for you to make. How will Jeff Probst bring the votes to the live audience?
Oh man.
I think he was still doing it at this point.
I'm gonna say he gets in a helicopter.
Man does love a helicopter. All right. Well, until next week, have a great summer.
Deuces.
Let's have bizarre celebrations. Let's forget who forget, why forget where. We'll have bizarre celebrations. I play the satyr in Cyprus, you the bribing strip bear. Let's pretend.
Was that supposed to be Australian?
It was. I don't think it was successful, but you know. Deuces. Yeah, what would theirs be like?
Darces.
Darces. Yeah.
Dorsey
Darces.
Let's have bizarre celebrations. Let's forget when, forget what, forget how. We'll have bizarre celebrations. We'll play Tristan and Isolde, but make sure I see white sails.
Ariel was complaining about getting ready for work one day this week and said,
Tell me about it.
I've got a hole in my sock. And this is what I said in response, which she did not appreciate. She said, yeah. I said, yeah, me too. It's where I put my foot.
Man,
It's a good joke, no?
wives hate it when you do that.
Wives hate jokes.
Yeah, no, that's such a good joke. I can't believe she didn't like that. That's great.
I know, it's so good. All I do is good jokes. More people need to understand that.
You're just trying to uplift her spirit with humor. These women say they want to laugh, and then you say good jokes, and then they get mad at you for it.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me for having a sense of humor.
Yeah. So women are so sensitive these days when you say that in your sock. These women, they can't take a joke about their sock.
I also like to talk about my pants as holy because they've got 3 holes in them too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like
Holy
your waist
jeans.
and your feet. Yeah. It's fun. I love being an uncle, having jokes at the ready. You know, you always got to be ready with jokes. Agree or disagree?
I absolutely 100% agree.
Smarten up, Probst.
That one guy, Big Mo, 2 guys, little bitty Mo, 3 guys, 4-eyed Mo, 4 guys, no Mo, 5 guys, eat Mo, 5 little guys named Mo.
Do you want to remember 5 guys?
I would love to remember 5 guys.
Okay. We've got... Okay. This is Survivor or Sports in which, and what's the theme if there's a theme? Can you find the theme? Jaire Alexander.
Cornerback for the Green Bay Packers, I believe.
Nice. Alexander Xander Hastings.
That sounds like a Survivor player to me.
Indeed it is. Do you remember which season he was on?
I think it's probably one I watched, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
He was from the new era. Does that help at all?
Actually, not really, because they have kind of indeterminate themes. So no.
Yeah, it's Survivor 41. Of course, dawn of the
Okay.
new era.
I
Up
bet
next
I'd
is-
recognize him if I saw him.
You absolutely would. He is the one who had like a little showmance with Liana, I want to say,
Okay.
if you recall that.
I do kind of.
Alexis Jones.
I'm going to say Alexis Jones is also a Survivor player.
Mm-hmm. You know what? This one doesn't work. So I'm going to skip that guy and find a different one.
Okay.
Clinton Dix.
Clinton Dix, another former Green Bay Packer safety, and I believe he went to the University of Alabama, which I know you don't care about, but I know our listeners do. So,
fair enough. Yes. Have you picked up on the theme yet?
are they people that played for the Green Bay Packers?
No. Alexis, did you respond to Alexis Jones?
So I said Survivor.
Survivor. Yes. Do you remember the season?
No, I don't.
It was indeed Survivor. Mike Rose, Nisha.
Oh, Mike Rose, Nisha. Okay.
And okay, wait. I've got a. Oh, fuck. I had such a good one. Okay, it's remember 4 guys this week.
Oh man.
The last one who doesn't fit is Maxwell Unger. I misremembered
Max Unger
something.
is you misremembered some guys.
Yeah.
You remembered 4 guys, you misremembered 1 guy. But Max Unger, I believe, is a football player.
He is a football player, yes. Since I messed up.
Are these all people from Alabama? Are they all from Alabama?
Ooh, that would have been really good. I did not check that. Here's a little hint. What day is it today?
Today is the 9th of February.
No,
It's the Super Bowl.
Thomas,
It's the Superb Owl Day. It's a big game.
Superb Owl Day. And
Yeah,
which
well, I can't say it. I have to.
Yeah, we gotta
I have to do
mispronounce it.
You've seen the movie the 10, right? The David Wayne
yeah,
Ten
of course.
Commandments one. Like the way
Yeah.
that Liev Schreiber says McDonald's, Burger King, and Woondies.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Speaking of, which superb owl is this one?
It is. Oh God, that's a good question. Is it like it's like 50 something, isn't it?
Yeah, but Thomas, you know Super Bowls are in Roman numerals, so which Roman numerals is it?
Oh
my God.
I don't remember.
Okay, what do all of the people who I said have in common except for Maxwell Unger?
Is it 54? Is that?
It could be. I don't know. 59, I think it is, actually.
Okay.
Which in the Roman numerals is?
I don't remember the 50 Roman numeral.
Oh, God. All of these people
L?
have...
It's L, yeah.
Okay. L, what else? You're a third of the way there.
Is it LIX?
LIX. All of these people except for Maxwell Unger have LI and X in their name.
Oh, I see.
Maxwell Unger, I don't know, maybe his middle name has an I in it. I don't know what I was thinking with that one.
Yeah. Well, there's an X in there's an L and an X.
L.
There's no
But
I.
it's
Max
not
Will. What if his name was Max Will?
Max Will Unger. Who's Max Will Unger?
The 5th guy.
That's the 5th guy. Did you just hang up on me?
No.